What's up, Cardinal fans? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. Canfield High School, Coach's Corner, Week 4, sponsored by Coca's Pizza. They're proud to be the sponsor of Canfield football season this year. Joined by head coach Mike Pavlansky. First of all, Coach, I can't believe I'm saying Week 4. It seems like 3 weeks have just. We
Yeah.
talked off air. You don't have a chance to catch your breath.
Nah, you don't. Schedule we play, and once that season starts, it's a fastest 10 weeks of the year. It really seems that way. And here we are, week 4, and out of 6 weeks that we're supposed to be playing, and then some playoff games, and boy, it's flying by.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's flying by, but it's flying by in a good way for the Canfield Cardinals. You're flying high. Coach, I just talked with Andrew Morchak again, another one of those senior leaders for you, and he talked about that game last week, how physical that game was against New Philadelphia, how talented they were, how big they were. You have to be awful pleased as the head coach with a big win over them. Talk about that game and your performance as a football team.
Yeah, certainly proud of our guys and pleased with our effort all night long. We found out a lot about our football team Friday night because we were playing one of the best teams in Northeast Ohio, if not the state, and New Philadelphia, well coached. We got off to a great start. We had a great week of preparation. Got to a great start in the first half and up 31-14 at halftime, and felt good about where we were at. And in the second half, New Philadelphia came out and really controlled the second half. They had 42 plays to our 15. And for our kids to hang on and win the ball game, being dominated in a half of football like that, says a lot about their character, a lot about how they handle adversity, and then a lot about how they're just going to stay and play the next play. And to come out with a win in that one, obviously we're really excited for our guys.
Well, you have to be. And, Coach, when you play a good football team like that, you had to know in the back of your mind at halftime that they're going to come with a little bit of an extra effort. That has to be so important for you and your staff to see your kids respond when you only have 14 plays in the second half and you can play good defense and hold on against a good football team. I guess my question, Coach, has to be some learning in that. When they were able to sit and watch it with you and your staff the day after, probably a lot of things that the football team learns in a situation like that, let's face it, you haven't had to in those first couple weeks.
Certainly, Steve. That's very true. Saturday morning watching the tape, credit New Philadelphia. They had a great game plan in the second half, and but defensively, we were in some spots that we should have been in. And we talked about that the first couple of weeks of the season. Hey, we got guys defensively missing gaps where they're supposed to be and missing assignments. Really good football teams, they find those gaps that are unoccupied. And certainly New Philadelphia found that Friday night and got themselves back into the game. And we've got to learn from that, like you said. And this week we're facing another talented team down there in Tuscarawas County and Dover High School. And if we don't get that corrected, it's going to be difficult to come out with a win at Crater Stadium.
With Coach Pavlansky, Coach's Corner, sponsored by Coca's Pizza. Steve Coca, proud sponsor of Canfield football. Coach, 3-0. What are some of the things you want to see this football team improve on, I guess, is my question. Obviously, 3-0 is a great start. Coaches always want to see improvement. If there's some things you'd like to see, what are they for this football team?
No, offensively, we can't turn the ball over. Last week was the first time we won the turnover battle. Thank goodness we did, because it was a difference in a ball game. But we did turn it over in the third quarter after they kicked the field goal and allowed them to get the ball back right away. From a defensive standpoint, we've got to be gap sound. We got to be assignment sound. We haven't been that in the first couple of weeks, and that's very concerning. And then special teams, our kickoff coverage team, we're working real hard on that this week. Notre Dame Cathedral Latin had 2 big runs on the return against us, and last week New Philly housed one on us, and that can't happen if you want to become a championship team.
Are those things, Coach, hard to simulate in practice? Special teams, it has to be. I mean,
it is. You're right, Steve. It is, and trying to get down, and what we look for there in practice is that we're going to get down in our lanes and cross spaces and just tap off on guys. We're not going to be live in special teams during the season. That's a little bit different this summertime, but just being assignment sound. And last couple of weeks on kickoff, we've got guys out of their lanes, and we've tweaked some things, and hopefully that's going to pay dividends for us Friday night.
Well, I think it'll pay big dividends for your staff, and you and your staff do a great job with this football team. With Coach Pavlansky, Coach's Corner, they'll travel to Dover High School, and let's face it, play a very talented, rich tradition football team in Dover. Coach, first away game for you under these circumstances. Talk about this road trip a little bit and some of the changes that this football team is going to go through.
Well, again, going on the road for the first time is always an experience. And then secondly, going that far, we're going to find out a lot about our guys. We told them the philosophy within our program is sometime during the season, since we've been here, we're going to take a long road trip. We're going to take an hour and a half trip somewhere. Because if you advance in the playoffs, in the weeks 12, 13, whatever, you're going to be traveling an hour and a half, 2 hours to play a game. You've got to be able to handle that trip. And, Dover's the trip this year was when we played them back in 2009, 10 through 14. And, we've gone to Kenston, we've gone to Chardon, we've gone to Medina Highland. We want our guys to get used to taking a long bus ride, get off the bus, and be ready to play a quality football team. And, this is the first time we're going to do that. So we're going to find out a lot about ourselves again this week.
Coach, you've done this a long time. What are some of the things that you like to do to help these teams with travel? Long day of school, obviously. You get out of school, probably something to eat for their kids. Are you things that you like to do with the football team when you get on the road in a situation like this?
Nothing special. Just make sure that we're arriving at the stadium at the same time. Sure. So by the time we get there, our guys know they're going to have an hour and 45 minutes until kickoff. They'll know they'll have 15 minutes until position meetings. And, I think that's the most important thing for us, Steve, is that we arrive at the opposing stadium at the same time so our guys can get into that countdown mode of 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Regimen is key, and you do a great job with this football team. You've gotten better every week. We're with Coach Pav on Coach's Corner, week 4 against a very talented Dover team. Give Canfield Nation, Coach, a little preview of what to expect from this Dover football team.
Bring a Snickers bar. It's going to be a long night. They're going to throw the football almost every play. Their junior quarterback, Aiden Hall's back. He's very talented. He threw for over 400 yards against us last year and 4 long touchdowns. And, we've got to be aware of where, his favorite receivers and keep him in the pocket and don't let him use his athletic ability. His favorite target is number 1, Nathan Ravine, and we've got to mark him. They'll put him anywhere on the field, backfield, wide out, slot. They'll put him anywhere, and we've got to make sure we know where he's at. A couple other guys are going to throw the ball to are number 6 and number 2, but Aiden and Ravine are the 2 guys. Up front, they're another big football team. Their right tackle is 6'6", 300. Their left tackle is 6'4", 220. So we've got our hands full offensive or defensively against their offense. Well coached. It's probably the best passing game we'll see all year long as far as the intricacies of what they want to do and how they want to get their playmakers to football. Turn around defensively. They've been in 2 different fronts. It's imperative a guy like Andrew Morchak, our center, our leader up front, has got to be able to determine what front they're in so we're making the right calls against their fronts. Active secondary, active linebackers. It's imperative that we hold on to the football. I'm hoping that we can, establish the run like we did last year against them, and then, sprinkling some play action passes and, see what happens from that standpoint. From a special team standpoint, the Ravine kid, number 1, is their kicker. He averages about 40 yards a kick. All their kickoffs get to the end zone. He's a return guy. He's Mr. Everything for them. If one's getting the ball too many times, we're going to be in trouble.
Well, a couple questions. Is this a different type of team playing other than the first 3 games offensively?
It certainly is, because they want to throw the ball more than they want to run it. And but when they throw it, it's screen passes, it's your jailbreaks and bubbles and smokes and slip screens. And then as you're coming up to take care of the screen, they're throwing the ball over your head. They're extremely well coached. Their guys know where the soft openings are in every zone or every man you're going to give them. It's going to be imperative that our defense, A, is not on the field real long. Our offense has got to take care of that. And then B, when we are on the field, we're making tackles. Last year, the shortest touchdown pass they had was 45 yards. And that can't happen again this year if we're going to be successful down there.
So that explains off air the long week that Coach Pav has put in so far here on a Wednesday night with one more day of practice to go. But you hit on something for me. Offensively, obviously, the more you can control the football, their offense is on the sidelines. That has to be the key. But, Coach, week 4 on the road for the first time, Coach Pav's keys to beating Dover.
Well, again, hold on to the football. We got to somehow convert on third downs. We were fortunate last week. We were 1 of 6 on third down and still come away with the win. That can't happen Friday night. We've worked hard and made that an emphasis this week in practice. That's one. Number 2, defensively, be gap assignment sound. If we leave gaps open, good teams are going to find it. And this is another great team we're playing this week. And then finally, the special teams, we got to take care of our kickoff coverage. We can't put our defense in poor field position off the bat. And if we can do those 3 things, we're going to have a fighting chance of this thing, in the fourth quarter.
Well, we'll have a fighting chance for sure. There you have it, Canfield fans. Coach Pav's keys to victory over Dover. YSN Live, 7 o'clock. We'll have it for you. Coach, we wish you the best of luck. Let's go down in Dover and show the people of Dover the way we play football here in the Mahoning Valley. We wish you, the staff, and the boys the best of luck. And let's go get win number 4 and talk again next week.
Sounds good, Steve. We're certainly going to give it our best effort.
Good luck. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.